from you. No peace you give me in time of the storm. You are the source of my strength. You are the strength of my life. I lift my hand in total praise to you. Lord, I will lift mine eyes to the hill, knowing my help is coming from you. Lord, please forgive me in time of the storm. You are the source of my strength. You are the strength of my life. I lift my hand in total praise to you. Amen. 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 You know, I woke up with this song in my mind today because, you know, I don't know about you, but praise is something that I practice because, and I talk about self-care, right? How you protect your mind, how you insulate yourself from this crazy world and not allowing it to define who you are and how you live your life. I've also said that lately, my tears are never too far away. And I think it's important to shed the anxiety, the worry, the deception through your tears, because that is cleansing, it's healing. And then having tears flow doesn't mean you're depressed. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It means that you are human. And whatever is going on, sometimes it hits you. Most of the time you're strong. And we are strong. But that doesn't mean we don't cry. We don't grieve what's been happening to us and others. Because we can't just be concerned about us. And that's why I say that once you lose the ability to feel empathy, which is what we see all around us, people are just focused about them, their money, how many more billions I can get. To me, in my eyes, you are no longer human. You've kind of crossed over a channel, and I can't be bothered with folks like that because we got to worry about ourselves, our people, and what's happening to us. So I wanted to sing this song. I'm terrible at singing. I used to sing when I was a teenager. You know, we had a group in church with my sister and some of our friends. Not now. But anyway, good morning. That was my intro. Listen, we have got to really do self-care because this world is trying to do us in. And I don't want to live my life like I'm insulated from everything, that I'm oblivious. You know, it might be a type of defense mechanism for you to just go allow or going around like nothing is wrong, nothing bothers you. I don't know how to do that because I'm not that kind of person. I'm resilient, I'm strong, but I'm also very tender-hearted, and I feel for people. I look around. Of course, I don't spend my time watching all these bad news, you know, kids disappearing, dismembered, burned. I mean, it does something to you. But what you don't want to is just engage in getting deeper in so you can get into the hole. I talk about that, right? But every time you hear that, it's like it's somebody's child. And you're like, there by the grace of God, go I. It could be my kids, could be your kids. So you can't walk around saying, oh, well, they shouldn't have done that. It doesn't matter. So once you lose the ability to feel empathy, and empathy means the ability for you to put yourself in someone else's shoes. And I refuse to be that person that just goes around like, I mean, you see me here, you think everything is hunky-dory. And I am grateful for my life, but I understand what's happening to my brothers, my sisters, in whatever country they may be in. Good morning, Patricia. All right. And I'm still smiling. I'm still smiling. But when you open your eyes in the morning, before you even get out of bed, you look up and you need to say thank you. Because you woke up, you realize who you are, remember your name, you get up, you put your legs down, you're able to stand up. That is a blessing. And never get tired of saying thank you. Because to me, my experience, it is balm for the soul. It kind of puts something over my heart that I don't become hardened, uncaring, unfeeling, and I never, ever want to be like that. Right, sis? Good morning. How are you guys doing? It's okay. All right, so what are we doing today? I had a party at my house on Friday, and I think I did a live. You guys saw me prep for the jerk chicken, and let me tell you, it came out popping, okay? Yes, ma'am. So one thing I realized with the jerk chicken, of course, it was marinated overnight and all that goodness with ginger and allspice and all that. So all the flavors marinated really well. And I did not miss that brown liquid. And I told you, I refuse to put that in my food. I don't know what it is. Because what is brown liquid? No. So, but as I started cooking the chicken, I realized there was a lot of liquid in there. And I'm like, oh, that's no bueno. So I took it all out. And then I took the chicken out and put it on another pan and then cooked it. Then it was nice and it was juicy, but I was able to get a nice, not char because it's not, fire. But I mean, it came out good. It was good. The ladies enjoyed it. And this one sent a message afterwards. She's like, oh, I should have taken more rice home and chicken. And I made a big pot of, I should have taken more pictures for you guys. I did a big pot of cabbage. And I told you I was going to make cabbage. So I had cabbage. I didn't put carrots, but I put the zucchini and the peppers and the onions. And then I did add a little bit of my marinara in there, a little bit. They tore it up. So and then the rice with black beans and coconut milk, always on point. So we had a good time, and another one for the books. So today, whenever I have a party and I'm like, I am not going to go out there and try to buy more stuff. Of course, I spent my money. So it's like, what do I have in the house? So I have a couple of salmon steaks. You saw when I showed you, I bought a pack of 4 because it's not something you find easy. And the other day I was watching a program, they say, we don't have salmon in the waters here because of the temperature of the water, because the salmon likes a cooler temperature. Duh, that makes sense. That's why we don't have it here in our ocean. They have to be imported. So it's usually frozen. But of course, you know that it's better to have salmon that is from the ocean versus the one that comes from a farm. But the other day also, I was watching a program. I love watching the Japanese cooking shows because their cooking technique is very different. It's precise in the way they cure. So they eat salmon two ways. They call the salmon that they catch in the ocean salmon, or maybe it's the other way. And then they have some farm one, they call it something different. And then the one of the two salmons, they salt it, and then anyway, that's why I want to go to Japan and just do a good cooking experience. So we have two salmon steaks, so you're not going to find fresh salmon here. Even though I went to the mercado and this guy said, that's salmon, and I'm like, I don't know. I bought one and I looked at it and I'm like, that's not salmon. Right? So I went to this gourmet market. They call it like a gourmet. So they have a lot of French stuff, of course. I want to go there and look at it. And I bought a 4-pack. It was $17. So it's almost like $4 per steak. So that's kind of pricey. So this is like something I would do once in a while. So I have that. I have some squash, which I'm not happy about it because this is too light. Hola, Greta, this is too light. And you know, I have been going around looking, and everywhere I see the squash, it's pale. Something's happening, either in the soil or something, but I'm not digging it right now. But, so I'm gonna use that. I have some chickpeas that's been in the freezer for the longest time. So I said, okay, I'm gonna make some hummus. I'm gonna cook the squash. And then I have some, oh yes. I have some okra. We're gonna use that today. I also have, a head of broccoli. Now, the broccoli, I am just surprised because usually the vegetable doesn't last long, but this head of broccoli is it's still looking good. So I'm gonna cook that today. And I have some beets. I decided to boil the beet this morning. You know, I prefer the beets roasted, but I've been sitting dilly-dallying around. I woke up around 6:30 and I'm like, I could have put the beets in the oven, but I forgot. So I'm boiling it, and hopefully within the hour it will be soft enough to cook. I have a beautiful avocado here. So what else do I have that I could use? Oh, I have a plantain. Can you guess what I'm gonna come up with? Listen, this is where the creativity comes in, and that, hey, I thought it was mini-me. Hola, minded. Hola, ¿cómo estás? This is where the creativity comes in. What can you come up with what you have in the kitchen? I don't want to go buy anything. I want to use what I have. Okay. I have chayote, but not today. Carrots, no. Some potatoes. I have some radishes. Oh, we can do some radishes. All right. And I have edamame. Okay. What could we come up with? So I'm thinking we can do 2 dishes because we have 2 salmon steaks, right? 2 dishes. So I'm gonna do a poke bowl. And I'm thinking, let's see. Do I have some, oh yes. Oh, it's not a lot. I have a little bit of couscous. So I can do that for one of the bowls. Okay, a poke bowl, we could do avocado, beets, broccoli, edamame, and in the middle, do the couscous, and then put the salmon, grilled salmon on top. And of course, the salmon is gonna take about 10 minutes to cook, not much. And in the other plate, we're gonna do a squash mash. And in that poke also, I'm gonna put my hummus. Nice. You need something soft. And then I'll make a quick dressing. I'm gonna save a little bit of the tahini, almost finished, for the hummus. I don't think I'll have enough. So we'll do a little dressing for the poke bowl because you don't want anything to be dry, right? I've seen these plates and I'm like, oh, you need to give people a bit of moisture. So squash, and then okra, and then the salmon. And I have some radishes. We could slice a little bit for the poke bowl, or we could use some of that as garnish. Ah, okay. I'm so excited. All right, so let's turn the oven on. And we are going to get the squash in the oven. You know, I like them roasted. So it doesn't take any time. The squash cooks really fast. So, you're gonna use these two. I like to use these for my scalloped potatoes, but I've been staying away from those kind of dishes. Like I said, cheese is super expensive here, and I'm not a cheese person per se, so I don't see any reason for me to be spending my money buying something that I don't enjoy eating, right? See? All right. Whew. So I had my little pity party, and I feel better. Listen, whatever you need to do to make it easier for you to survive this crazy life, do it, okay? This is self-care. You gotta take care of yourself and not allow this crazy world to rob you of your joy, right? So it's better to just do whatever you need to do. So Friday, we're starting to do our Fridays, trivia Fridays, because we did a lot of trivia again about Panama, and we ended up also talking about South Africa, my experience in South Africa. And so it was a good night. And my sisters did really good. Oh, I didn't do so good because I had some chicken, I had some rice, and then when they leave, whatever is left, somebody made an upside down cake. I hadn't had that in so long, but boy, it went down really good. So I had some. So you know when I'm finished here, I have to hit the gym today. Yes. That's what you do. You have to enjoy life. And then the gym is there, and I've been running on the treadmill, which is good. I've been running for like 15 minutes, so that's a good thing for me. Oh, I can't wait for my squash to look. You see, it's very soft. So something is not the same with the squash. I don't know what it is. But I'm not, and I'm sure if I ask somebody who lives on a farm, they would tell me it is the rain. But they're not underground though. I went to a place, they had a fair, and they had like trellis on top of something, and the cabbage were just hanging there. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But I guess you could have them down on the ground too. And I'm not, I used to think I would love to live on a farm, but I'm like critters. Just to worry about snakes and stuff, that would keep me out. Yeah, no bueno para mí. I guess I turned into a city girl. I don't like critters. Somebody posted on one of the WhatsApp group that they're looking for someone to watch their cats. And she's not too far from me. And I'm like, oh, that would be lovely to just see how the other half lives, with her probably beautiful apartment in the old city. And she responded, she said, no, I'm looking to offer reduced rent. They do that. If you want to do like house sitting, and then you're coming into town and you don't want to pay regular Airbnb, somebody would say, well, you watch my pet and I'll give you free accommodations or reduced. Well, I don't need that. So that was okay, well, no bueno. That's not, oh, I have quite a bit of squash here. So, and then the squash, I can just eat by itself. This is one of the things that I absolutely love squash. I'll eat squash over potatoes. I'm not a potato person, but if I find a nice sweet potato, sometimes I'll put it in the microwave and just top it with a little butter, and then it's yummy, right? So, I did a video yesterday. It's kind of long because it was going to be the gathering to talk about the emotional toll of relocation. And of course, I had a few people, even though they look like they're interested, but I videotaped it so they can watch it. But it's kind of a long video, so it's like 2 hours. Because you know, you're talking to people, you're taking their questions. And so I hope you guys will maybe watch a little bit of it and then go back to it and finish it. I understand it's long. I got it, I get it. But, you know, I am being very relaxed about YouTube these days. I refuse to stress out because everybody's talking about how this algorithm favors certain people. And I'm like, well, I know they're not gonna favor me, right? So you may do a video and you put so much time and effort in it and it got very few views because Mr. Algorithm said, oh no, we don't like you. We're not going to promote your video. I'm like, okay, whatever. There is too much to worry about. I choose what I focus on. All right, so let's put a little bit of oil. This is sunflower. Is this sunflower? Oil. So it's just that, a little bit of spices and salt and pepper and some herbs. That's it. Again, I did not make herb oil. So I'm going to save my herb de Provence. I'm going to put oregano instead. Oregano is more available here, right? So I want to save the some of my good spices are the ones that I have a hard time finding here, like herb de Provence. This is one that I do have difficulties finding. So paprika, always paprika. I remember when I was in school, we made a dish with paprika. It's kind of Hungarian because paprika is very popular in Hungary. And it was like a creamy sauce, but all red. And I was like, no me gusta. Like, okay, you know, I'll try certain things, but it was like, okay, I tried it once, like octopus. I cooked it that one time and I'm like, okay, you're not gonna see me eat that again. But I'm not willing to do that with frog legs. No bueno. Nope, not doing it. All right. Our squash is ready to go. The oven is ready for it. So I'm thinking maybe 15-20 minutes it will be done. So now let's get ready for our okra. Now what I did last time for the okra, I put a little bit of curry powder in it. But I don't think I want to do that. I want that green for my poke bowl. No, that's my other dish. And you know, I told you I'm into layering right now. So yes. And you know, here in Panama, this store, when you go into the produce department, it doesn't matter at Rita Smith. It doesn't matter what you see that is packaged, you can break it. And you could take out one and put it in a bag and you go to this desk, there's a guy there, he'll weigh it for you and price it for you. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. But you know, some people take it to the next level. I always stop there to see, do they have okra? Because that's one of the very few places I can find okra. So, morning, Patricia. So, I go in there and they have 2 packages that have been opened. And I'm like, why would somebody 2 packages of the okra? And there's usually not a whole lot in it. And I'm like, if you don't like okra, leave it alone. They opened it, so I had to take the 2 packs, put the rest in a bag, and take it to the desk. And when the guy put it in there, it's $1.48. So this is $1.48 worth of okra. I think it's a good deal. I do. All right. Now, it would be nice to, let me see, do I want to put it in the oven? Do I cook it on the stove? I don't want it to be slimy and too soft. So the best way to do it is put it in the oven, right? I'm gonna try to keep them long unless they're extremely harsh, because I kind of like them long. Yeah, let's just go long all the way. So we may have to cook it a little longer, which is fine because we have time. I absolutely love okra. Now the sister who said she was going to help me start a vegetable garden, she's in town, but it's her birthday week, so we never talked about it, so I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's okay. That is okay. I mean, they're long, but they're not really hard and harsh, so I think I'll be okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cook the whole thing because, you know, I don't think it's gonna last too long, and I don't have to use all of it. But it's gonna have to go on something that is soft, like hummus and the mash. And then again, when I cook the salmon, I can have a little bit of gravy or sauce so that I can do it around so it's not hard, because, you know, I have this pet peeve about giving people food that is hard and gonna make them choke. No bueno. Ooh, now this one is the daddy, isn't it? That's that's too big. That one I'm gonna cut in half. That's a no bueno. All right. But yes, you know, I was reading about Mexico, and I was asking Greta, who lives in Mexico, because there was something online about Mexico, the president signing a law. It's like a universal healthcare kind of law that anybody who lives in Mexico, and apparently their population is about 130 million, which is maybe, I don't know, like half the United States, the population, everybody to have access to medical care. And you know, whenever you see something like that, I love to read the comments, and somebody will say, oh, this guy said, no, Mexico has more than 130 million. Okay, I didn't double check. And it depending on when the data was collected, you know. I think they said there's like 1.5 million Americans in Mexico. That's a big number, right? And to think that if you go to Mexico and you get sick, then automatically you're going to get care. It's not like you have to pay out of pocket for a lot. So that's kind of nice to kind of look at if you're looking for a place to retire or to go. I watched this couple today. They are in Puerto Vallarta, but that is kind of a beach town, and I'm not a beach town kind of person, so I don't think I would enjoy living in a place like that. I know I probably wouldn't want Merida because that kind of heat every day, that would wear me down. So, I don't know. But Mexico would be, to me, I'd have to go visit and see how my soul connects, because that's important to me. All right, let's give this a rinse. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put that in the oven. I left a little bit of water because I don't want it to be too dry, right? All right, pepper. Oh, I didn't put any salt in the squash, but that's okay. When I do the mash, I can certainly, you know, check out my salt content. Whew, so yes, I think it's good to explore Mexico just to see if it's real or not. Because nowadays, you just never know what you're reading. Is it real or is it AI? That's just one other down. And this thing has salt in it, so I'm always careful with that. And I'm going to put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. The parent, I like that. And a little bit of, I have a dark soy with a mushroom base. So a little bit. Ooh, nice. And as I said to you before, I've been using my sesame oil more and more. It's kind of very nutty. So a little bit goes a long way, kind of like cloves. And I always like to have a certain amount of Asian spices. The one thing, oh, I had a sweet and sour sauce in a bottle and I threw it away. Too sweet. Morella, okay, I like that. It's cooler and has mountains. I wonder how do you get there, Greta? Where do you have to land? Paprika. How far is it from Merida, or what's the other place that is very popular? Aihi. So this one here, I'm going to add some, I need some garlic, right? And then herbs, definitely. For the, people always ask me all the time, how do you cook your okra? Well, that's one way, right? Sometimes I roast it dry, but today I need a little bit of, I'm going to cover it when it cooks because I want it to be soft and I want a little bit of moisture. I think you can take a bus, not sure how. Oh, for Merida? Okay, well that's good to know. All right, oregano. And then we're gonna do garlic. I like oregano. You see, I bought a big bag. And you know, if I can go to that market, I can get this for $1. That's pretty good. And fine herbs, finas hierbas. Yes. And garlic. Yeah, I don't need hot. It will make the hummus. Now, avocado, I just like to eat plain because when I make guacamole, you kind of have to have like chips or something, and you know, I don't want the carb. So sometimes I just cut the avocado and just put a little bit of lemon juice, salt and pepper, and that's it. And that's really all you need. And I like that. So, what's going on with you guys? The rainy season is here with a vengeance, and that keeps me from traveling because the rain comes suddenly, the roads are crazy, and I'm like, And then I even find myself not going to walk outside. So I've been staying in, working out in the gym, getting on the treadmill. And that's when I make sure that I take my vitamin D pills, because if I'm not out there getting free vitamin D, I have to take it in somehow, because that is something that is very important for your well-being. You've heard me say before, during COVID, the people who did the worst had critically low levels of vitamin D. I haven't followed through to see if the research has shown what the connection was between the virus and vitamin D level. Does the virus lower the level, or are those people, were they deficient to begin with, right? So this is something as you get older, not just older, now that they check, when you go for your regular yearly, they check your vitamin D level. And a lot of people had to be supplemented. The doctor had to order, give them a prescription. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, guys, so this is our okra, the herbs. So I'm going to cover it and let it cook. Let it go, let it go. I was telling you, this 2-year-old the other day sang the whole Frozen song. She knew every word. 2 years old. My God. All right. Then we're gonna make hummus. Let's make hummus. Okay, I'm gonna soften the tahini. I have to get another one. I gotta add it to my list. Try to remember. I try not to use microwave a lot. I don't trust that energy. That's why I don't have an air fryer. I'm like, I know. And this lady's like, oh my God, I could not. Oh, that reminds me. I need to respond to her sister. She sent me a message and I thought, oh Lord. I'm gonna piss somebody off. All right. So now we also have a plantain that we are going to have to cook in the oven, and we're gonna add it to our, do I add it to the poke bowl or do I add the plantain to my other plate? Maybe I'll put them around, put the squash, the okra, and then the salmon. That should be good. All right. That's how you get creative in the kitchen. I mean, I could just put everything on a plate and then eat it. It's good, but decoration matters. Plating is important. Okay. Let it go, let it go. All right. This is, we're gonna get our hummus. And you know, with hummus, so simple. Cook your chickpeas. If you like pita chips or anything like that, I'm gonna use all of it because I think this chickpea says if you put me back in the freezer, I'm gonna protest. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I need to do something. All right. I'm so thankful for these things. I had to go home and get them. Can't find these here. You know, and the planter bottoms, you know, for your planter. Did I show you guys that I was able to find my plant for this, for the top? Look at this beauty. Ah! I found it. I haven't named her yet, but Marjorie's still looking good. All right. So this I had to get. You just got to fresh rolls from the hip section in the market. Oh, girl. Yes. All right. So hummus. We're getting ready for hummus. So this is my blender. You're gonna put the tahini sauce. Ooh, that's not a lot. I probably need a lot more, so we'll see. Oh boy. I need to get more tahini, which is sesame seeds. That's all it is. This thing has lasted a long time. All right. And you put fresh garlic, lemon juice. We do lime. I don't have any lemon. Lemons are a delicacy here for us because this is not something you find it sometimes. Sometimes you don't. That's just the way it is. Remember, the now you see it, now you don't. Yes. That's my beautiful Panama. Now you see it, now you don't. All right. So fresh garlic, you know, I always have that. And you say how many cloves? I don't know. However many I feel like. And then I always look at how much of the stuff I have, and then I base everything on that. I see people wearing masks a lot more here in the city. You know, they have the Ebola stuff going on, and people are getting antsy. Now, I haven't heard from about that virus from the cruise ship. I haven't heard anything recently about that. I think I'm gonna do one more clove. Let it go, let it go. Because Panama only has 2 seasons, dry season and rainy season. And in rainy season, it seems like everything seems to happen more because, you know, you have humidity, less sunlight, and, you know, these little boogers, they love darkness and humidity. Things grow like mold. So, all right, because this is gonna blend, I don't have to worry about the garlic too much. All right. What else do we need? We need extra virgin olive oil. And lime juice, yes. And then salt and pepper, of course. This sister is bringing me a grinder. I can't wait. Because these things just don't work. You know, I have this electric thing, and I'm like, I'm not fancy like that yet. I want the old fashioned. I am not into electronic stuff like that. But I may not have a choice. Whew. Good workout for my arms. All right. Salt. Again, with salt, it's always best to start slow and then add as needed. Because if you start off with something salty, you are done for. All right. That was sea salt. And then the sister said, I use Himalayan salt. And I'm like, why? She's like, I don't know. Well, I don't know either. Somebody did a good job of convincing you it's better than regular salt. I don't believe in those things, though. They really can't get to me anymore. I paid my dues. All right. Woo. As far as I'm concerned, you can't really ever have too much lime. To me, it's like garlic. And the key to making creamy hummus is ice cubes. Yes. So you start slow and then you can add some more later as needed. All right, see right there. All right, we're going to this is my carafe. I made sorrel for the party, and I had it in here. This is what you use. I use hibiscus flower, I forgot to put ginger, but ginger, the peel of an orange, and canela, cinnamon, and then cloves, and you could add star anise, and some people even add allspice. You can do that too. All right. Remember, we only have one outlet here, so it's like you take something off and you add something else, which makes no sense to me. But let's see. Yep, I think we have enough liquidity. We just need to keep it smells good. There were a couple of recipes for ice cream that I used this for. It actually turned out good. That I put mango, yogurt. Oh, it was good. Oh yeah. It's starting to. So we got enough lemon juice, a little bit of salt. And I think we also have enough ice. Like I said, I think the consistency is there. So if you have chickpeas and you want another way of eating chickpeas, hummus is a nice compromise because you can stick some vegetables in there, you can have some chips, and then you always top it with some extra virgin olive oil. Some people would add maybe some dry herbs. You could do that. But this with avocado, yeah, you're good. So, I mean, I don't make it often, but I realize it's another way for me to get some protein because chickpeas has a decent amount of protein. I think I need some green peas. I'm out. That also gives you a little bit of protein. And of course, you have your plant protein powder that you can add to your smoothies, right? Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Very good. All right, we got our hummus. And so what we're gonna do with it, I certainly don't need any more ice cubes. Oops. Water. All right. So I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil. Ooh. A little bit more escaped, but that's okay. And I think I'm just gonna put a little bit of herbs right on top of it. Put it in the fridge until I'm ready. Oh, that looks so pretty. The hummus looks pretty. Hummus. Whew, I tell you, trying to find time to work on this cookbook is proven difficult. All right. Okie dokie. So what am I gonna do with the, let me check the beets. Ooh, almost there. That's good. That's doing good. All right. Now, I need greens, right? And I need to cook the broccoli so that it does not go bad before I get to use it. And I get really upset with myself when that happens. So let me get some hot water. So I get to blanch the broccoli, and then I season it lightly, and then I figure out what I'm gonna use it for. Let's see. Woo. The squash should be done. Ooh, look how pretty. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now see, you got squash like that. You can imagine if you had roast chicken. My roast chicken came out real good. This is a beautiful size, isn't it? So instead of just sweet potato or regular potatoes, oh, this is so pretty. Can you smell it? Mm-hmm. All right. Let me get a picture. Oh, wow, that looks amazing. All right, let me try. The okra is still in there. Ooh, maybe we need to leave it in there a little bit. It needs to go in a bit longer. I think maybe I'll just leave him like that. and not few of them. I think that would give me some height. Alright. Now, our broccoli, again, I'm going to cook the whole thing, and then I can leave the rest, and I can munch on it the rest of the week. Alright? I'm saving my bag because the stems, you know, I'm going to save for stock. You don't ever throw those things away. When you make your stock, this is guaranteed to flavor your food later on. Always save those, okay? I know when my sisters came here, I did a couple of cooking classes, and then they were like, why you save that? I said, to make stock. They said, oh my God, I've been throwing them away. I said, no, you don't do that. We got more. Oh yes, I think I'm leaving the squash the way it is. There you go. More that's going to be in the fridge to make stock. The plant will be beautiful in the kitchen as it grows. Well, that's why I bought those, Greta. That's the only plant, I don't know what they call them, that I don't kill. Because everything else is like, requires too much work, and they don't worry too much about location unless you have them in a bedroom or something, but they don't require a lot of sun, which is something that is a problem. Not that it's a problem here, but you got to think location. I was looking for a plant for the patio because I had a spot, and then I was looking for like a cactus because it's like, you know, the sun is harsh here, but I ended up buying one that I have in my house in Florida that I had planted in the ground, and it had done well. So I was like, well, you can't kill that one either, Maggie, so I got it. So we'll see. Ask me in 6 months. And then the one here, they usually would grow, and I want it to grow down in the side of that cabinet. That's the whole idea of buying that particular plant. So, all right. So I am going to, let's see, what else do I need to do here? The plantain. Okay. I have to figure out how to cook that plantain in the oven, as I do. Excellent. Whew. You know, yesterday it took me about 2 hours to clean the house, because once you have so many people in your house, you got to do the flooring, the table, the bathroom, and I was like, but I didn't do anything Friday night. I looked, I'm like, no, I washed a few dishes, and I knew the deep cleaning was going to have to happen the next day, which is what I do. And I don't have a housekeeper. I know a lot of people, ladies here, have housekeepers, but I'm just worried about the labor laws here. I don't want to hire people under the table and paying them $30, $40, and you're not paying taxes and stuff. This couple, a new couple, came in, and they have children, and they hired this person to be like a nanny. And I think things weren't working right, so they let her go. She took them to the labor board. For unjustified firing. And I just don't have time to follow all these stories, so I don't know what happened. They had to go to court not too long ago, and it's like, wonder what happened. All right. Come to these people's countries and think you can do whatever you want. That's no bueno. All right. So we're going to turn this on, and we're going to do like we usually do with that. And I'll do another dish for the edamame. Same thing for our poke. little bit more. Your name. All right, so that's good. All right, so we're gonna put both of these over here. You know how we blanch them? We put the hot water in and we cover them so that they can cook. All right, edamame goes back. And then the radishes, I just like to use them raw for like the garnish. You see the size of the radishes here? That's a radish. I never saw them that big. All right, because you need that reddish color, so I'm gonna rinse this out. Just make sure we have everything. Before I do this, I think I better do the plantain. So that's gonna take about 10 minutes or so to cook. That's left over from the party. And because I love plantain, I don't have the heart to throw it away. No puedo. I love plantain, you hear me? All right. And my heart will sing. Bias. That's what that means. Diagonal. I don't like to fry plantain anymore because, you know, I don't fry stuff. I tried to fry some for the party, and it was just, they were too ripe. It was a soggy mess. Hey. Ooh. Okay. Water is boiling. This is how we blanch our veggies so that they can stay nice and green and they don't lose their color. I would be super unhappy if my broccoli turned brown. That's a no bueno in my book. All right, so I'm gonna put them back here and cover them with All right. Whew. We are doing good. Let us slice the radishes we're going to use for. So if you had one of these contraptions where you can slice them real thin, that would be perfect. I think I have a, ooh, that's a no bueno right here. You know, more and more you're hearing about some shootings here in Panama. I think I was reading there's a place close to the Costa Rican border that there was a shooting this past week and people died. So, yep, it's happening here. So we're just gonna have to make sure we put the side that I had to cut out from the bottom, because this is a garnish. Yes. Okay. So we have that. We are going to guard it here. Because it's like we're gonna have a station where we just put everything together. What else do we have to put together? Let's check the beets. Ooh, my pretty beet. I love beets. Oh yes, now the beets are good now. So I'm gonna take them out and put them in the fridge so they can cool down. But these babies are hot when you are trying to peel them up, right? And if I had put them in the oven, that would have been like 2 hours for them to cook. Because they're so big. So, I'm gonna put that in, let it cool down. And then I'm gonna use the same pan. I'm gonna clean it. Oh, just my hair gonna get in the way. And do the couscous real quick. You know, couscous takes 10 minutes. I only have very little couscous, so it's not gonna take a long time. So I just put a little bit of water here on the stove, put it on high. I think that's a little bit too much water actually. Maybe I'm gonna have enough just to mold this little thing. Okay, a little bit of salt. A little bit of oil. And then we'll do something with the avocado. Yep. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's check on the okra. See how it's looking. This is the okra. Let's check it. And remember, the goal is to make sure it doesn't fall apart and you're gonna have a mess on your hand. And that's a no bueno, right? Yeah. Ooh. Looks good. Oh yes. Now if you love okra, another one of my sisters, she says she loves okra. That's another way you can eat okra. So let's taste our sauce to make sure that the flavor is good. Oh yeah, of course it's good. So we're basting, again, increasing flavor. All right, we have the hummus. So we have to do like a little sauce really quick. No, I guess I don't have a choice but to do like a Dijon. Let's see if I have honey. I'm gonna need honey for the salmon. Oh yeah. I have a little bit of honey. Yes, I do. For the salmon. So we're gonna get to cooking the salmon. Yep. So the okra is good. Ooh. So we're gonna put it to the back. Take it to the back. Yeah. All right. We'll do the okra, not the okra, the aguacate, the avocado. We'll do that one last because this is the one that could oxidize. And of course, because we're going to be cooking the salmon, this is not one where I need onions and all kind of stuff. I'm just going to put it in the skillet. Really easy, salt, pepper, a little bit of herbs, and making a quick sauce to put on top of it. So let's do some olive oil. Some garlic, salt, pepper, and then some honey and lime juice. That's all. Remember, this is therapy for me, so somebody might say, oh God, it's taking so long. Oh yeah, my veggies are looking good. I'm gonna cook all this and put it in the oil when I start to cook the salmon. And then put the rest in here. You know, it's like when people say in Mexico, they're not looking for you, but you do get rattled a little bit when you hear these things happening. And you know, it's all to do with money. Money, money, money. All right, the water for the couscous is boiling. You know how we do with couscous, very easy. I think it's time to do a reset with this stupid stove. And I count to 10, and then I turn it back on. Then it's gonna be hotter. Don't ask me why that is. That's what it's been doing. All right, see? So we pour the couscous in. Ooh, maybe I did have enough, okay. It's gonna be grainy, which is not a bad thing. And couscous, that's all you need. Once you put it in, you just mix it all. I'm gonna put a little bit more water. You don't let it cook. You just take it off the the burner, and you just, yeah. It's like you feel the way the spoon moves through it, and you just cover it up. And that's it, okay? So that's that. Let's go back to the salmon. And then after the salmon, we only have to do the aguacate, and we're ready to just put it all together. Oh, I have to do another dressing, yes. Okay, now, if it's got honey, I can put it on the poke. For the poke, I really need more tahini, but I don't have tahini. So I'm just gonna do a Dijon vinaigrette. I'm gonna use my little herb oil thing to do it. Make it easy does it. All right, so this is gonna be for the salmon. So I am cutting part of it really fine for the dressing, and then the rest of it we're going to add to the pan. Ooh, what I'm doing, that's going to. Yes, when you cook, you got to be aware of everything time-wise. So I think my my veggies are good. Look how pretty. That's how you cook your broccoli. You don't cook it in the pan, you just blanch it. And also the edamame, because you don't want them to become brown. No bueno. And before I plate them, I just toss them with a little olive oil, salt, pepper, just to dress it up a little bit. And that's it. So let's put some of that garlic in here. Yes, this is gonna be for the salmon. We need a honey vinaigrette that we're gonna brush on the steaks. Right? I think we did salt and pepper if I recall. Yes. All right. And honey, salt, pepper, garlic. Miel de abeja natural. Abeja is honey. Yes. All right. See, you make like a gel, right? And then you're gonna use a brush, and you're gonna brush the steaks with it. Yeah. Okie dokie. I'm not gonna put any onions. Yeah, that's gonna. Ooh, what is that? It's like I have water dripping from here. Where's the water come from? That water. I don't know where it's coming from. Alrighty. Let's get. I am using this pan today. The reason I need another skillet, you know, here it's too light. It's not deep enough, thick enough. So we're gonna bring that up. Definitely my squash is done. So I'm gonna take it out. Woo. Still gorgeous. Put it over here. My plantain. You know, I started to try to think to see, you know, when I used to get skillets when I was at home, the best place for me to get skillets was, and I was thinking, what is that store again? What is that store again? I couldn't think of IKEA. I could have cheated and Google Swedish store, right? But this morning I woke up, it's like, oh, IKEA. Oh my God, that delayed thing, it's kind of scary. But something doesn't come to me right then. So annoying. Okay, so now for the salmon, I'm gonna use olive oil, always olive oil and a pat of butter when you are cooking. And then I'm gonna put a twig of rosemary so it can flavor the oil. I use most of my butter for the party. I made mashed potatoes with chives. Oh, it went fast, just like the cabbage. Cabbage just went. I'm like, ooh, you guys like that? All right, so a little bit of garlic. Get my brush. And we're gonna need a cover because when it starts cooking, let it go, let it go. I don't think that's big enough. Oh, where's my big cover? Don't make gas. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yes. You know, you can go to the store here and just get those covers. You don't have to buy the pot. I'm like, oh, this is different. I like that. All right. A fresh twig of rosemary to flavor the oil and flavor the fish. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So nice. Yep. Let it go. Let it go. So, on that salmon, you do have garlic, but now you need salt and pepper. Sometimes I put a little bit of soy sauce. Oh, it smells divine. And we're gonna do the same thing when we turn them over. Remember, keep basting. That rosemary is going to do good. Ooh, ooh. Smells amazing. All right. Let's just toss these with a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, so they're ready. Oh, we need to slice the beets. So. The edamame. Turn the heat down a bit. Then it's pepper. So this is ready to be used. Edamame. And those sometimes need a little splash of lime juice or lemon. All right, so now we need to turn our sticks over. Whew. All right, so when I get to this part here, I just cover it and lower the heat and let it cook, because I don't really like my salmon medium rare. I don't. So let's put a little bit of lemon juice on your veggies. That's always going to serve you well. Lemon or lime. We call everything limon here. Whether it's sour orange or lime or lemon, everything is limon. Just a splash, and we are good. Ready to go. Yep. Let's check the couscous. This is the couscous. Once you let it sit for like 10 minutes and you just flake it with your fork, your couscous is ready. You see, you did not cook it like you cook quinoa. No, no es lo mismo. I had to look this up. I think I said that before. So, couscous is good. This is almost done. We'll give it 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, let's check on our plantain. Oh yeah. Plantains are good. But I like to, if I can, smash them a bit. Yep. We're gonna smash them. Woo. Hot, hot, hot. Ouch. Yes. Okay. Whew. We crush the plantain, 5 minutes, plantains are good. We cut our avocado, and then, oh, we have to do the beets. Let me not forget the beets. All right. You know the salmon is the star of the show. You can't afford to mess that up. So, oh yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So now we're going to brush the salmon with our honey mixture. Not too much. Okay. And that's it. That is it. So I'm going to cover it again for like 2 minutes, making sure that the heat is kind of low. So I don't think we need to cook it anymore. All right. Yes, we want to squash some of the plantains. See, you got to get your equipment. Or you could use the bottom of a cup if you don't have this. Now remember, I'm Caribbean, so I was raised eating this. And I love plantain. Oh my God. I know I can't have too much of it, but you can find these in any Caribbean store. Now these are, I'm not used to those because this one opens and it's got a round. Sometimes you put the plantain in there and then you splash it like that. I just don't like that. Okay, so that's good. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt. It feels like it needs some salt. And I'm gonna put it back in the oven. And turn the heat down. All right. Okay. That's gonna go over here. We're going to peel one of, see, it's not cool because otherwise it would be hot to the touch. So I'm gonna take the salmon off, turn off every burner. We don't need anything else. Everything is done. And just cut a couple of slices of avocado, toss it, because you know avocado is gonna oxidize. So that's the one I do last. Ooh, I think. Ooh, everything is gonna be so good. We got a plate. That's the fun part, right? I'm gonna have a little dressing that I have to make, of course. All right. We're going to put that over here. And we are going to, this is plantain, so it's harmless. We're gonna cut our beets. Look how pretty. So we're gonna dice, not too small. Okay? Yep. Muy bien. Ooh. See. I don't eat raw beets. I have it roasted. This is the last minute because I didn't get a chance to. Oh yes. Oh, it smells so good. The salmon. Doesn't it? Yes. Alright, so we did that. And then we're gonna do a little vinaigrette for our poke, and then we're gonna be done. Alright. So I just washed my hands. We're gonna use this. And since we have some leftover of our little honey here, we're going to use some of that and put it in to make our dressing. I wasn't planning on the honey, but hey, I'm not gonna throw it away. No ma'am, no way, Jose. extra virgin. Red wine vinegar, yes, red wine vinegar. Or you could use Chinese rice wine. I love that too. Okay, we just need a little dressing for our poke bowl. Now, if I had tahini, I would add some of that. I do not have tahini, unfortunately. So we're gonna use pepper. I think I need to try that electronic pepper dispenser. I might like it. I'm such a old-fashioned. This is Herbe de Provence. I'm so old-fashioned. I like to stick to what I know, which is not always a good thing. All right, a little bit of salt. We did pepper. And the star is Dijon. You don't want to miss Dijon. Dijon mustard. I went to that French restaurant. Oh, I was salivating. They had some beautiful looking Dijon. I was like, ooh, that's what I need. But I knew I had this here, so I said, you know what? Stop spending money and buying things on emotion. All right? When you mix vinegar and oil and you shake it, it will naturally thicken. See that? Naturally. Hola Maggie, coming in late. Lunch's about to be served. Yes, ma'am. Ooh, look at this beauty. Oh my gosh. You see? Beautifully creamy. Wow. Look at that. That's what it looks like. Listen. That's why I don't buy salad dressing in the store. Oh yeah. You know the honey, I did not even taste it. And because I have the vinegar, sometimes I add some lime juice, but I don't need to right now. And our salmon is gorgeous. All right, so I'm making room. So now we go into plate. We're gonna do 2 plates. All right, 2 plates. Now this is the exciting part. I get so excited when I get to this part. Oh yes. So we have 2 plates. We're gonna do a, what did I call that? Layer dish. And then we're gonna do a poke bowl with a little bit of everything on the side. And then in the middle, we put the couscous, and then we put our salmon. So we have 2 salmon steaks. Let's see if I want to put it like this. Maybe one on top, and then the other one, we're gonna do it. Ooh, yes. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. And I have some cilantro here that we can use as garnish. I have lime and I have radishes. Okay. So let's see. And of course you could layer it any way you want. There is no right or wrong when you plate it. It's just do whatever you feel like. What does your fancy, what you want? Okay, so we have okra. Beautiful. Yeah, let me tell you what we have to work with here. All right, we have some beautifully roasted okra. We have couscous. We have beets. We have edamame, we have broccoli. Listen, everything homemade, healthy, made here with love. You've watched me do it, so you know what goes in your food, what's gonna go inside your belly. That's important, right? And let's not forget, we have our plantains. We got plantains, so I'm gonna make sure I don't forget them. And we have, oh, I did forget one thing. And we have roasted squash. The last thing I almost forgot to do is our aguacate. Aguacate only need a little bit for the poke. All right? And okay. Where's my knife that I like? Where is it? Huh. I do that. I lose things and I'm like, where is it? Where did I put it? That is the, oh, there it is. Okay. So, this is a true Panamanian avocado with the narrow neck. Okay, when you're in Panama, make sure you go for these first. Now this is May. They're gonna disappear like in June. They're gonna be out of season, and you're only gonna get aguacate from other places like Mexico, and this is why we like Panamanian aguacate. Look at this beauty. Pura mantequilla. That's what they will tell you. That means it's buttery. Pure butter. So I just want them sliced and then to be on the side. Oh, let me not forget my hummus. We got to put our hummus. So you see all the things, we've already made all that in the time that we've been together. All these things we made. Yeah. That's why after I'm finished here, there is like, today is the last day of the Etnia Negra, which is the Black ethnicity celebration for the whole month of May. Today's the 31st, is the last. So they have a lot of events going on around town. But I'll tell you what, this heat that we've been dealing with, I don't have any interest to go out there. I wouldn't be able to enjoy myself and sweating and all that. I'm like, So I'm probably not gonna go anywhere. There is a football game today at 3 o'clock. Brazil and Panama. Oh, I'm not gonna miss that one. I better stay here and enjoy the game. Panama frente a Brazil. Now I need to get my my team jersey. You know, Panama's going to the World Cup, so I got to support. Got to get my shirt. One sister asked me, "Where do you get it?" I said, "I don't know. I haven't looked yet." But I know if I go to Central Avenue, Avenida Central, which is a place I don't really like to go that much because, you know, a lot of robberies and stuff. But if you want those kind of things, that's where you're going to find them. All right. So, we got the aguacate, and you better make sure you put some lime juice on it so it will keep its beautiful color. Otherwise, it oxidizes. I don't think I need salt for this, but maybe a little pepper. I love aguacate just by itself. Even if I make guac, it's a chunky type. I don't like you to just mash it. I just don't like mashed stuff. Mashed banana, you're not gonna find me eating those. I don't like mashed anything. Banana pudding, no. All right, so let's get started. I'm so excited. Gonna put all that in. So, we're gonna make room for 2 plates, and we're gonna figure out how we're gonna plate. Let's take a picture of my salmon. Then I'm gonna turn them over Okay. Now remember, we have a dressing, so the salmon is not gonna be dry, you know, while you're eating it. No bueno. All right. So we have this dish. This is our poke. All right. With poke, we know we're gonna put the yeah, let's go ahead and do the couscous first in the middle. All right. So I like to use this dish to mold my greens. I don't know, for some reason I'm partial to it. You know, I had a couple of those when I was at home that was perfect. They were like ramekins. And when I came here, I was like, oh my God, where am I gonna find these? I could have put them in my suitcase. Why didn't I? Who knows? I don't know. But this sister came here one time. I think I was having an event, and then she said, you can keep those. And I was like, oh, it was like exactly what I needed. I was like, oh my God, you know? My mother used to say, I invite God in all my business, even in my kitchen. My mom used to say that. Because sometimes things happen, it's like before you even express that you need something, boom, it's there. Can you explain that? That's why you have to live by faith, okay? All right, here we go. All right, we got our, oh, it looks like it might fall over. All right, so we're gonna put some broccoli. And because I like contrast, we're gonna put the edamame on the opposite side. Green to green. Edamame. I'm gonna put it all because it's not something I want to eat with anything, but it goes well with couscous. Definitely. Then we're gonna do beets. Sí, a la orden. A la orden. Yes. All right. Ooh. Maybe we'll put some squash. Why not? It's gonna change the color. Gonna give you some contrast. Yes, 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 yes. Oh. Listen, play with your food. Play with your food. So you see, when I'm here doing this, I'm unbothered. I don't know what you think about me. I don't care what's happening. This is my happy place, okay? All right. What else? No? Aguacate. Yes, aguacate. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Okay. Poke, poke, poke. Okay. And then you're gonna put one of the salmon steaks on top. Oh, yes. Así se hace. I don't know. Maybe another small for balance. Because this is for the poke. Oh yes. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So if we're looking to decorate, I think I could put maybe a couple of the pieces of the radishes, right? This is a piece of romero. I'll take that off. So let me put, there's a little hole here. Let's put another piece of aguacate, yes. But everything to be balanced. Ooh, wee. Aww. That's so pretty. Okay. So now you could put your dressing, if you're gonna dress this, put it in a little small container. I don't have anything small, and put it on the side, right? If you're serving your poke, you don't want to just pour that on there. Serve it on the side. So you have your dressing. I don't have a small. I have a ramekin, but that's big. No tengo nada chiquito. I don't have anything chiquito. I need to kind of look for like a smaller ramekin, but maybe I need a little bit of cilantro just to on top. Ooh! You see why I get excited looking at my creation? I do. I get excited. People say, oh, Maggie, you want to start a restaurant? No, honey. Been there, done that. Maggie is not fixing to that hard. I work in my house. I eat my food, and I cook for my friend now once every 2 weeks, but 2 months. But just to go in commercial and people coming in with their bad attitude and no, senor, I'm not doing that. Because I'm the kind of person, if they start acting out, I tell them off. I say, you need to get out of my restaurant with your bad attitude. I'm not doing it. So, and I see these people coming here with the way they treat the staff and stuff, I couldn't deal with it. You know, when you get old, you just can't up with stuff. I'm like, no. I'm not doing it. This is our poke bowl. Oh my God. Look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? Now listen, I know I encourage myself because this is my happy place. This is the thing that brings me joy. So, but look at that. And then you have that nice dressing and you just pour it on top. So nothing is gonna choke you. Maybe I'll just let me put the dressing in here. That might work, but I need something smaller. You don't need something so big for your dressing, but I have it, so I will put it here. Okay? And we might need to use a little bit of that dressing for our other dish. Right? Okay. Woo. I'm in love. I am in love. And the other one, let's go for number 2. And you know, it's just like I was in the bed and I'm like, what am I gonna do today? I knew I wanted to use the salmon steaks, but how? In what capacity? And then it just came to me. All right, so we're not going to use couscous for this one, I don't believe, because I'm going to use a plantain, and that is 1 carb. This is what you do when you're plating. You want to be sure you balance everything you're eating. You want fruits, you want veggies, you want protein, you want grain, right? So you don't want to have too much of one thing. This is what's happening in the diet in the Caribbean, in Africa, and other places. We overdo the carbs, and then they wonder why everybody's got diabetes. Come on. No bueno. And I know somebody's going to say, oh, the latest research said diabetes is not cause for carb. I don't know. It does. And it puts the weight on you if you're not burning it. All right. So my next plate. Oh, let's not. Oh, I forgot my hummus. We can't forget our hummus. Oh, that's a no bueno. All right. And of course, I'm here alone. So I have carrots and I have broccoli. You just dip and you eat hummus. Okay. All right. So let's see how we're going to plate this. Maybe we're going to start with the hummus first. and then put the roasted squash, because you know we're layering up, and then we have okra. That should do it. And then, and of course we have enough dressing for both dishes. So, and you know hummus kind of is a binder. It just makes everything nice and ooh, yes. Look at that. Ooh wee. Okay. All right. Ooh wee. You want to center your dish, right? Because this plate is a bit wide, but you don't ever want your food, you know, you see people, I've seen fish head hanging on the side. Oh my God, no, that's no bueno. Don't do that. Oh man. I try not to criticize too much. That's why my daughter's like, Mom, don't embarrass me. Whenever we go into dinner, she's like, don't embarrass me. I said, why you say that? I say, if the food is good, I'm going to tell the chef. But if it's not so good, I'm going to tell him too. All right. Should I put the okra first or the other squash first? What do you think? Next. Thank you. Should I put the okra next or the squash? Maybe the squash, right? All right, you guys don't respond fast enough. All right. Yes, let's do that. Let's do the squash. Play with your food. This is where you get to play. Now you see those chefs on those shows with, I always keep forgetting what they call this thing. It's like you use them for nails. Clippers? No, not clippers. I am playing with my food. Oh my God. No, you know it's gonna go in, right? Okay. Hercules. Here is our okra. We're gonna put the okra in the middle. Yes. And here comes the okra. Yes. And of course we're trying to elevate. We want a little bit of height. Hallelujah, 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 amen. Okay. And what else do we have that we can add? Hummus, squash. Oh, I'm gonna put the plantains. Let's see. Hallelujah, hallelujah. It's really so wonderful. Hallelujah, 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 amen. Very good. But now I'm looking for, I need color, right? So I need color. So I am going to play a little bit with the beads. Yes, you don't want anything to look to be brown. I just said that. You got to have contrast. Because remember, you eat with your eyes. If it looks appealing, you're going to be more inclined to try the food, and then something happens to your brain. It sends a message to your salivary glands, and you start salivating because you're seeing this beautiful plate, and you're like, oh, I want to eat that, right? And of course, for some of us, we don't even need that much stimulation. We want to eat. I know I don't need stimulation. And that's why when somebody says, oh, people don't have any appetite, well, I can't relate to that. Because if anything, I want to eat too much. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Ooh-wee. Now, who would have thought that the plantain would be used to anchor everything like that, huh? Yep. And I have 2 pieces of avocado, but I think that's enough food for one plate, right? So we do have the dressing that could be shared between these 2 plates. So we're just going to maybe, instead of the radishes, I don't think the radishes would fit with this dish. But let's put a couple of slices of lemon, right? Put it here, put it here, here, right? Let's take that off. And aka means here. Remember, I just washed my hands. So it's like when you're getting your food and the chef is splitting your food, they don't wear gloves all the time. But I don't know if they clean their hands like I did. So there is that. So if you had touched something, hopefully not raw chicken, and touched your food and plated it, yeah, you may get sick. And sometimes you get sick and you don't know what you're sick from, right? Because there's a lot going on in those kitchens, I can tell you that. Woo-wee. All right, so if you went to a restaurant and you ordered a plate like this, how much do you think they would charge you for this? Uh-huh. Oh, somebody said okra. Yeah, I did the squash and then okra. Here it is. Here it is. Oh my gosh. I had too much fun today. I started with a song. I was singing, almost crying, right? But you know, you get a little bit overwhelmed sometimes and emotional. But these are the things that I came up with today. A poke bowl, and I don't know what we're gonna call that. A hummus squash medley, and we have plantains in here. The sky's the limit when you're trying to cook and put things together. You could have just put everything next to each other. You could have done that too. Who says you can't? You can, right? All right, guys. I think we're done. And so to bless this, I am going to, what did I do with my, where did I put? Oh, okay. So when we had our party, we always have mimosa, all right? So it's Sunday, so I'm gonna have mimosa. We have orange juice and Prosecco. Somehow the top got missed. So we are having mimosa for ourselves. And you don't need somebody to be in your house for you to enjoy a drink. You do it yourself. And you celebrate yourself. Don't wait for someone to say, let's go have brunch. You can have brunch on your own. And orange juice is not something I buy because to me it's kind of high glycemic. It's got too much sugar. But we had to have it. So there you go. We are going to have our own mimosa on a Sunday and enjoy the rest of the day. À votre santé. Yeah. Yesterday I used my cup and I had orange juice, Prosecco, white wine. Hey, we have leftover sangria and stuff. Of course, I don't partake a lot because there's sugar and all that. And you know, I don't do sugar. Yes, everything is yummy and healthy. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like button. So I'm gonna sit here. The game starts at 3:30. Maybe I'll work on my cookbook a little bit. Yeah, and get ready for the week. All right, au revoir. Thank you guys for being with me. God bless. Bye. All right, something is showing on the screen. Au revoir. Bye-bye.